you guys notice the signs they're putting under the table, they want to let the partner know, okay, if I'm going to give a backspin serve, be ready for a chop return, or if I'm going to give a no spin ball, be ready for that return. So it kind of gives your partner a heads up on what you're serving. You can see a lot of control. Oh, nice block there.
Good block there.
All 4 of these players are provincial players from China. So the quality of practice that they've had since they were little has been very high.
Yeah. And, you know, we're closely heading into the semifinals now, and the level of play is really just increasing the farther along we go.
Oh, definitely. All 4 of these players here are solid 2,500 players. When they're in practice, we don't know. With school, you got to sometimes juggle.
That's true.
Ohlone off to a 5-1 lead.
Ooh.
Andy, what do you think? It's an advantage to be shorter or taller when you're playing table tennis?
I don't know if it's an advantage to be shorter or taller. I'm quite short myself.
You don't have to bend down as much.
That is true, but having a long wingspan, that does help a lot.
Yeah.
I know for myself, when balls are close to the net, it's
hard to get in.
Yeah, very difficult to step in to the table.
That's when you say, go, go, gadget arms.
That's sir.
That ball had so much spin, it just stayed on the net.
You know, it's crazy with the amount of spin that these players play with. I believe it's recorded that the ball at its max RPMs spins up to about 9,000 RPMs.
Yeah, that's it. When you feel it when it hits your racket, it kind of kicks and it's like, whoa.
To put things into perspective, that's about the speed of a jet engine. Wow, great forehand. But misses over the table.
The precision and timing for players to do that requires such practice.
That was a tricky inside-out forehand by Yichi.
Yeah. Mississippi State seems to be wondering, oh no, who is this new college in the regional, in the nationals this year?
And Ohlone, they really came out of nowhere.
I think this is their first year participating.
That is true.
And they won their region. Impressive. Oh, that's just a beautiful over-the-table backhand. Return a serve. I mean, you can do that a lot easier in doubles when you know where the ball's going because you're limited to the side of the table that you can serve on.
So if you were Mississippi College right now, what would you be talking to your partner about trying to maintain or sustain yourself in the game right now?
Both of them seemed a little sluggish. I haven't seen either one of them play yet. I've had a chance to see the Ohlone team in the round before. And their synergy was really good as a team. They were moving well. I think those Mississippi guys should be telling each other, okay, don't worry, that's the first game. Let's get our spirits up. Let's get our feet going. Let's play our game, get in a rhythm. I mean, I don't think they played that many good shots that first game there.
Do you notice a lot of times where doubles, a lot of people just use the first game as to feel out their opponent?
Yeah, not only in doubles, but you really need to do that in singles too, because if you've never played somebody before, that first game is a feeling out game. You're finding out how much spin they have on their serve. You're learning all those things. But these guys, yeah, since they never played each other, that first game was definitely a feeler out. Mississippi State has never seen these guys play before.
It's Ohlone with the serve, game 2. Wow, great forehand counter.
When you spin that forehand up, you got to make sure your placement is deep. You don't want to spin it up short to the net. The guy just re-loops it like that.
Ball goes a little long on the table. And over on table 2, I believe that's...
Texas Westland just got upset.
Yeah. That was Baruch College that just beat Texas Wesleyan over on table 2.
Big upset. Michelle Levinsky and Wong Ken took down Liang Jisang, the #1 player this year in the college, and who was his partner? Emil Santos,
yeah.
Dominican Republic national team player. Back on table 1 is 2-2. Yeah, if I'm Mississippi College, I'm trying to find the backhand of both of these players. That backhand seemed a little bit weaker. When we see him go for that forehand, that's just point over.
I agree.
It's not easy to do when they have footwork that's as quick as a cat. I mean, they move so fast.
That was such a heavy spin serve.
And it looked effortless, like he didn't do anything. But in reality, when you serve spin, you have to just brush the ball. You don't want to hit it because as soon as you hit it, it flies off the racket. Like that forehand down the line.
That was a cracking forehand.
Turn and burn. Boom. That's nice.
Yeah.
That's Tong, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
That's a forehand. Ooh. That was a low opening. And then he just re-looped the top. Nice shot. Stepped in, stayed there, good position, leaned forward, boom.
The amount of reaction time that's required for this game is absolutely tremendous.
Yeah, and the real good players, it's like the game slows down for them. They're able to see the opponent move. Before the opponent even hits the ball, they know where it's going. You know, it's fun when you find yourself in that zone.
Yeah.
Doesn't happen often.
Nope.
But the Collegiate Nationals, this is where it's on the line. You go back home to your school, you say, we're the champs. Oh. Role reversals.
You know, like having one lefty and one righty on the same team makes your team so much more, adds so much more variation and makes it that much more tricky when facing against your opponent.
Oh yeah, in doubles when you have a lefty and righty, it's almost unfair to the other team because both of you get to use your forehand. Whereas if you're two righties, you have to kind of circle each other or get out of each other's way to find the forehand.
Ooh, good counter. All right. It's all tied up at 1 game each.
$11-3, 11-3. The score is tied. Equal amount of points.
If you're just tuning in, this is Mississippi College against Ohlone College right now. Score is tied at 1-1. And going to game 3, what's your mindset if you were Ohlone College right now?
Even though they have a defender on their team, they actually have to get an attack in. They can't let Mississippi College dictate the pace by attacking them. They have to try to force some type of forehand loop from the chopper. But I'm still shocked about that upset over there on table 2.
Yeah, that was, you know, Baruch College, they're seeded, they're the #2 seed and pulled off a big upset. That was a 3-1 victory for Baruch College.
Yeah, they took out Texas Wesleyan's top doubles team there.
Yeah.
Nice win. Anything can happen. That's why they play the game.
Yes.
If it was just by paper, well, you'd hand it to them, but it's not. You got to play the match. Here we go. 1 game apiece.
Ooh.
Yeah, another thing is those forehand counters, I mean, they land sometimes, but they're not, you know, it's a hard shot. You got to really judge the amount of spin your opponent put on the ball.
I agree.
So it's not an easy shot. You can't rely on those all the time. Sometimes a good solid block. But that's a good opening now. You see, you got to get that first attack, and that's what Ohlone needs to do.
I noticed Ohlone is they're opening up a little bit more. in terms of taking to the offensive first.
Yeah, that's the game plan. I mean, if I'm coaching them, if that's what they need to do. There you go. Now they're up 4-1. Quarterfinals. Winner moves on, loser goes home. Four serving two. Early 2-point lead. Oh, look at that, Andy.
Great rally.
See how it was a little easier for the lefty and righty to get out of each other's way?
Yeah.
And the Ohlone team, Mississippi College was kind of open. They both could loop forehands. That's that advantage you were talking about, of one being a lefty and one being a righty. Yeah, when you only have one defender on the team, it's real hard, because if he starts chopping, what does the other guy do?
Right.
It's difficult.
It is. But I think that, you know, after chopping, say like your opponent loops it back, it really gives Ohlone a chance to counter loop it. But again, you know, it's not as consistent as we'd like it to be right now.
Ohlone leads 5-4. Yeah, anytime those serves go half long or long in doubles, look for the normally your opponent's going to try to attack those, because they know where it's going. It's easier. The 50% of the table, you know it's coming to your forehand.
And to a certain degree, you know, you could see on Yichi's forehand shot. Wow,
nice flip.
Yeah,
misdirection too. There was nobody home.
Inside out forehand. But yeah, like I was saying, you could see on Yichi's last loop that when you put enough side spin on the ball, just due physics, you know, the Magnus effect curves the ball just due to the way the wind travels around it.
Absolutely. Oh, ooh, what a point.
Beautiful, beautiful forehand.
Now that works. If the chopper can make the attackers push, then his partner can come in with that forehand. Yep. That's a good strategy. But negates that if the Mississippi team is attacking.
We have yet to see only maybe a handful of those in this matchup.
So Ohlone College, new on the scene, is coming in and taking out last year's defending champion. They're up 8-5. Oh. Can they continue this momentum?
Do you think we'll see a handful of upsets today?
I mean, that's what makes it fun, you know, when you see the upsets, when the underdog wins. You got to root for the underdog. Mississippi sneaking back in.
Yeah, that ball goes just a little bit long on the table. This is a really close matchup right now.
Yeah, it's very give and take. I mean, only 1 point lead and played all these points. It's been 22 points for each side in this match so far. How even is that?
Yeah. This is neck and neck right now.
Serious. Big time for that serve.
Yeah.
See how low he's trying to keep it? That's why he caught that net. You know, it's just he's trying to keep it low. He doesn't want the guy to attack his serve. He wants to make sure his partner gets that first attack in.
You know, on screen, they make it look so easy.
It's practice. The only way you can do that, it's like, you know, you got a guy who's a mathematician. He makes math look easy. Well, he's done math a million hours in his life. That's why it looks easy, right?
Gotta get your 10,000 hours in.
That's right. You gotta do that. It doesn't matter what it is. Even if you're a Rubik's Cube guy, you gotta put those 10,000 hours in. Heavy. 9 serving 10. This match is not over.
That one just sank straight to the net.
You don't want to put too much pressure on the server. You know, he had just done a good serve. Might have let him just keep serving. Oh, look at that. Nice comeback. 10-10.
I think right now it comes down to a mental game.
Oh, yeah. The strategy here is just both teams are fighting for that first forehand. Boom. Once it's in, the other team's either on the back heels or they're just hoping that the attacker makes that mistake, which does happen. I mean, sometimes you miss the ball. But I don't think you want to win by hoping your opponent misses the ball.
Deuce again.
I can feel the tension from back here.
Yeah, you can cut the tension in the air with a knife.
This is unbelievable. It's 11-11, and it's one game apiece. It's all about the ones.
Ones all around.
That's it.
Ball coming in from court 2. Mississippi College on court 2, I'm pretty sure, using it as a distraction.
Not a bad distraction there. Kind of worked in their favor. But it doesn't look like it was on purpose. Wow, that's heavy. That's 2 or 3 times he's got him on that serve.
Yeah.
Like you said, it looks effortless, so it doesn't look like they're spinning the ball. But that's just how you make the most spin, is by just brushing that ball.
It is just curving straight outside of the table right there.
And then Ohlone wins again with a heavy underspin serve.
They're keeping it at deuce. This game is as tight as you can get it.
Oh yeah. Ooh, again. That spin on the serve. I mean, it doesn't look like it's much, but boy, when you touch it. Zzz. I like to tell my students, don't burn yourself. Ball's spinning.
You know, with a spin like that, you really just have to lift that ball up.
Literally. Like, you have to, if you look at the ball like it's a face, you have to hit the chin.
Yeah.
You got to come from under the chin. You can't go and like think, oh, I'll touch the mouth and it'll go over. No way. You got to get under the chin and lift up. There it is. Mississippi College leading 2-1.
14-12 in that last game.
This is what we like to see, folks. This is a good match.
Yeah.
High level. The Mississippi College, the lefty, he looks very young. I don't think I've ever seen him play before.
I believe this is his first year in college table tennis.
This is his first year? Nice. He looks young. Impressive serves. Let's give him that.
Yeah. Qingwei son from Mississippi College. This is his freshman year, and he has only lost the #1 seed in teams.
I think they got the serve backwards.
Yeah.
No, they got it right.
Ohlone with the serve.
I mean, they get so low to reloop that ball. He was on the ground, one hand. I mean, that's like breakdancing.
I think there's a little bit more forgiveness in doubles than there is in singles to be able to do that.
Correct, because you don't have to come back for the next shot.
Yes.
Good call. Definitely don't want to get mad at your partner.
No.
Got to keep it together.
If I'm falling to the ground, then you better get the next ball.
That's right.
That was such a deceptive serve.
It did look heavy, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good timeout, to be honest with you, because you can't let the momentum go too quick. If they get down in too big of a hole. So, folks, that's why Mississippi College is defending champion.
Yeah.
Shows.
And,
they're in a fight here, but they're able to keep their composure.
their mental game is extremely, extremely strong.
Yeah, they play very smart.
Over on table 2, you got another Mississippi College matchup. And that's Li Chang and, let's see.
Yichi? Is that his name? I'm just taking a guess at it. Oh, no, he's playing with Tong Zhang.
Yeah.
So that's Tong Zhang and Li Chi on table 2.
They're the number 2 seed as well.
They become number 1 now.
Back on table 1.
Good timeout. Come right out of the timeout and score the first point. You feel good about calling that timeout when you come back and score the point. Oh, he's got to be ready to follow that up. That was their point.
Table is wide open.
It's just when you're a chopper, your natural instincts is to chop, and then you get that ball to loop, and you're like, I got to do it for my partner. Oh, nice flip.
Wow, yeah.
For serving 2.
Mississippi College with the serve.
Very good. You can notice the communication by both teams. Very important factor in doubles. You have to work together. You have to know when the person's moving, what he's going to do, what his tendencies are, when he gets nervous, when can you step in, kind of carry him a little bit, pump him up a little bit.
That previous point, you know, Wei Chang had that amazing serve, placing the ball just perfect for Yichi to open up with his forehand.
Ohlone got to come up with something. Not that back. Oh, it worked. It looked kind of shaky, but it worked. Yeah. 3 serving 6. That was a much better backhand. Yeah. Much more spin on that one. See, there's that 3 shots were touch and control, and then boom comes the forehand. And this, both sides are looking for that opportunity. They're both trying to keep it tight. They're both not wanting to give the other one an inch. And then when it happens, that's what happens. They win the point.
If that opportunity comes to Yichi, he'll take it and he'll send a bullet right back to you. Ooh, hits the net.
Can they come back on serve here? They got 2 serves. Looking for the serve and quick attack. Oh, he had to push. Ooh, that worked. Not often, though.
No.
I love to see the court size. It's like the official Olympic court size out here. It's just beautiful.
Yeah.
Give the athletes a chance to play on a real court.
They're all tied up, 7-7. This is game 4.
They're doing a lot of talking to each other, both sides, making sure the strategy is clear.
Flip goes long.
Yeah, see, and that's another thing, too. You might strategize, and then the opposing team changes it up, and you have to do an audible and run the play yourself. You know, it's like, hey, I got to do this. I saw something different. 8 serving 7.
Ooh.
I mean, you guys had to see that ball just kick off of his racket to the left.
And
like, zoom!
He took that ball nearly at floor level.
Right, because he wanted to get it as low as he could. He knew there was tons of spin on that ball. Seven serving 9. You're only down 2 points. But you got serve, Ohlone.
7-10.
Wanted that rally to extend. I want to see some big rallies. I like to see when the one guy loops a forehand, the other guy loops a forehand back, and then they go back and forth.
Yeah.
That's good action. Oh.
Ooh.
That's the end of that.
That's, you can just see like how powerful having a lefty and a righty with, powerful
Correct, you
forehands.
called it. That's made the difference in that match.
Yeah. That's what makes Mississippi College so dangerous.
Correct.
Going back to talking about just the sport of table tennis, the processing speed, like the brain processing speed, has to be incredibly quick. To be able to read spin